Thanks so much, Mark. Thank you for organizing this, and it's really a pleasure to be here. I mean, I've had a couple of questions about this sort of open forum and what do I think about it, and I've got to tell you, I really love it. It's a bit different, it's a way to engage in a different manner, and I think it's consistent with our vision about doing politics differently and a more collaborative approach to the way that we deal with parliamentary representation and with moving forward collaboratively on dealing with Canada's issues. So I'm Heather MacIntosh. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, why I'm running, and what we stand for in the Green Party of Canada. So I'm here in Calgary. I've been here for 10 years. I live in Collingwood with my family, and I'm an native Albertan. And I moved here in 2001 to work for the University of Calgary. And since then I've gone on to work with the Schumer Ethics Foundation in democracy and human rights areas. And I've really come to love this city and my neighborhood and become very involved and passionate about my community. And I think that's one of the qualities I think I bring to this position, and I hope that it will help me to represent you well if you choose to elect me. And I'm running because I really care about our community, about our environment, about our economic situation. I'm running because I believe in an environmental legacy that we can leave to our children, in a government that our kids can afford, and in a city where my children will be able to prosper and live and lead productive, healthy, happy lives in the future as well. So that's why I'm running for the Green Party of Canada, because I believe the Green Party of Canada embraces all of those ideals as well. So what do we stand for, and what am I running for in this campaign? Well, I'm running for a vision of people, planet, prosperity, and our integrated thinking around all three. So let me flip it and start with prosperity. We are in Calgary, the energy capital of Canada. We are very fortunate to be in an area of the country with tremendous prosperity. And we need to think about where that prosperity will be in the future. So we need more integrated thinking around energy, economy, and the environment in the city. We're talking about things like introducing income splitting that will help families be prosperous, not 5 years down the road, but right now, and that will apply to everybody. We're talking about lowering taxes for the middle classes, because we believe we should use a fiscal framework to incentivize the kind of behaviors we really want in our society, like working, and disincentivize the kinds of behaviors that we don't want, like pollution, which is why we talk about introducing carbon pricing. It's a fiscally responsible move. It'll help us make the shift that we all know we eventually need to make towards a lower carbon future. And putting a price on carbon provides a market mechanism for our energy industry as well to make that transition towards a greener future in energy and a lower carbon environment that we all need. So that's a bit around prosperity. Now around the planet, I talked a little bit about the renewable technologies. We want to focus on air that we can all breathe, on water that we can drink, and on a landscape for us to enjoy now and for our children to enjoy as well. We need to treat water like it's the precious resource that it is. We are so fortunate in Canada to have this tremendous abundance of fresh water, and we can't take that for granted. We need the sorts of regulatory environment in place that allow us to maintain the types of the water quality that we do have and continue forward with that vision. We want to promote, we've just released our platform around municipal infrastructure investment, and a lot of that relates to some of the really fabulous things that municipalities are doing, including the City of Calgary, around environment and healthy living. So we're looking at things like recycling, like some of the really interesting projects in renewable energy and solar and wind, for example, are happening at the municipal level. And we think that's the kind of thing the federal government should really encourage and support. So that's a big part of our platform. So now I'll talk a little bit about people. You know, it's interesting. I was out at the coffee shop just yesterday, down at the Bullet Cappuccino Bar for people who know the area, and a couple of fellows said to me, you know, we feel like there's a lot of talk about the economy and about big issues, but nothing that really relates to me and who I am and how I live my life. At the Green Party of Canada, we think it's significant to focus on policies that affect people and impact people, how we live our lives day to day, because that's what government is there for as well. It needs to reflect the issues and concerns of the population. So one of the things we're talking about around people is the idea of introducing a national daycare program that's flexible, that works for our families in all of their diverse situations. Because we've got single moms, we've got dual working families, we've got part-time parents, we've got shifts, we've got extended families living together, all kinds of diverse sorts of setups in society. And we need a program that reflects that and supports that. I mentioned before that we'd introduce income splitting that helps couples and families immediately, not a few years down the road. And as well, we'd take a look at some innovative approaches that really make life easier to live. Things like promoting telecommuting and having tax credits for employers that promote telecommuting. It gives people some flexibility in their lives, allows you to work closer to home, and it's better for the environment. On the healthcare side, like the other parties, I think we're all, I would say we all have some consensus on this. I think there's great concern about healthcare in the country right now, and we all know that the current situation with the wait times for operations, in emergency, for example, the cost of drugs, it is not acceptable and it's unsustainable. So we're talking about things like a national pharmacare program to bring down drug costs, and we're talking about health promotion and prevention that really helps us to have healthier lifestyles that keeps us out of the emergency in the first place. So people, planet, prosperity, some of our thinking around all three. And I see Mark moving forward, so I think I'll wrap up there. And I'm hoping that I have a chance to hear from all of you afterward. Thank you so much.